Oh, oh, nope, it's arcing. It's arcing. Okay. Hello, welcome to Studios Projects. Today we're going to be building a DIY Tesla coil, and we're also going to fry some stuff with it too. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that we have all the parts. So we have the heat shield, we have either a MOSFET or a BJT, I'll look that up later, and we have our coil, we have our switch, our plug, our capacitor, and our resistor. Alright, this is an extra thing that should light up when we put it near the Tesla coil. So let's start going now. I'm going to do the soldering of the other stuff and then the coil, only just because A, it's large, and B, I don't want to knock it off, because I also will have to do some hot gluing. So let's start with the small stuff first. Let's do this capacitor. Alright, so that's all except the coil itself. So now we can just do some cleaning. So apparently one of these, I don't think it matters. So there's a very, very thin wire right here that apparently is what gets soldered to. So thankfully this is through hole, so all I need to do is just pop that through. The only problem now is getting it soldered. So if this can balance, then I'm set. If not, we're gonna have to keep it balanced. Come on. Perfect. All right. All right, that's definitely on there. So I'm now going to go grab the glue gun so we can make sure that stays there. And before you ask, no, this is not the glue gun that I use for 3D printing. If you get that joke, you're a good fan of the channel. This is either gonna make the arc or light it up. I really don't think you can see it. I'll take some photos and I'll put it here. Let's get gluing. Now let's just screw some stuff in. Yeah. Now the real question is this gonna work first try? Because if it doesn't, then, well, I sat listening to people's music blasting for nothing. I mean, it's 6 p.m. on a Thursday. What party are you having? Right, there you go. So this takes apparently 9 to 12 volts. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go grab a 9-volt battery. So we got a battery. Now I just need to make sure that the polarities match so I don't blow up anything. So wait a second. Okay, so alright, so the outer is positive, and I think the inner is supposed to be negative? Wait, no. So we have, so this is the inner one. Okay. So the inner one is, so the inner one is positive. Okay, so if the inner one is positive, then we're good. All right. Well, I'm going to put on gloves so I don't shock myself. So I'm going to plug this in. I'm still alive. Okay, so we're already doing good. Now, how do I turn this on without freaking myself out? Okay, well, here we go. Okay. It did say that it was not going to arc at 9 volts, so let's just see if when I bring this closer it lights up. Wait a second. I just realized the LED itself isn't even lighting up. Alright, so it doesn't work. And that is 9 volts, so... Alright, well, we're already at a problem. We have that in there correctly. I can test, let's test for continuity. Let's make sure that let's make sure that the switch actually is a switch. Or at least that I've soldered it correctly. Okay, so this is a much larger problem than I thought. Okay, so it does get seen. What the hell's wrong with this thing? Wait a second. So the cool thing is this will actually turn the light on if I have it correct. So the LED does work. So this side is the positive side. What the heck is wrong with this? Everything is soldered in there. Let's try it again. This is so weird. It just isn't working. And it's soldered correctly. Where's the thing? Nothing. Alright. Well, since it's not discharged, that isn't heating up. I don't feel anything. So what is wrong with it then? I wonder, I think I can test for continuity between the two ends of the wire. Unless I was supposed to like shave part of it off first. Oh, maybe that's what it was. That honestly could be it. Maybe I was supposed to shave off some of the wiring. Let's actually, you know what? Let's see if that's the situation, because the fact that the outside isn't making any contact could possibly mean that I need to like shave off somehow some of the wire. Come on. Alright, I think we're past that stage now. Let's get the little stuff out. There you go. So why are you acting so weird? Try just one more time. All right, it's turned off. Oh, I was right. It was the shielding on the copper wire. We're just gonna. All right, so I'm putting my gloves back on. All right. See, I did solder it right. Just forgot to remove the shielding because usually you don't think to remove the shielding. So I should be able to plug this in, and when I bring this near it, it should brighten. Ooh! Oh! Oh, it actually works! I gotta zoom in on that. Okay. Oh, that's all it zooms. Okay. Oh well. So right here, and then oh, you can 1000% see it lighting up. Ooh. What the heck? Oh, that's so sick. Okay, that was a little bit weird. It dimmed the LED. There you go. Now you can see it nice and clearly. Okay, and as you can see, I'm not wearing anything. But, oh, I am wearing something. Here, I'm only gonna hold one end just as proof that it's actually working. Actually, here, I'll hold this end so you can actually see that I'm not. See? Look at that. Oh, God, I love inductance. So, now that we know that this works, let's turn it off. Ooh. That's probably not good. But, what do you call it? I brought my hand near it, and it actually, you know what? Let's do that now. As you can see, if I bring my hand near it, the light does that, and that's all because of inductance. So, let's bring a diode near it. Now this is a, ooh, it's a 4-color diode, so we really get to see something interesting. Is it gonna fry it, or is it just gonna do nothing? So let's see. Nothing? It is changing, it is being sensed by the thing. I just don't think it's actually doing anything interesting. Nope. Okay. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to hook up a power supply to this, and we're going to put it at 12 volts so that we can actually experience a spark. All right, so actually let's set the output first. It's currently at 4 volts. Let's set it to, it says 12 max, so we'll set it nicely at about 11. Yeah, not too high, but still high. I also just need to make sure that these don't short. So, there you go. That's the positive. That is the negative. Now we get to play the fun game of don't explode. Alright, so let's just keep that positive right there, and let's see. I'm so afraid right now. What? It said it was gonna arc. Huh. I'm so afraid right now because I really do not want to shock myself. Nothing. Where's our other LED? I'm just gonna turn that off. I'm also gonna up it to now the full 12, just to make sure that it is not a small volt, the 1 volt difference. Huh. Could it be a current setting? Where's my incandescent thing? Where's the incandescent bulb? There you are. Okay, so let's take you. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, no, it's definitely 12 volts. Okay, so let's see how close now we can get for it to light. Wow. All right, that is very bright, and that is a lot closer. Okay, but it's not arcing though. Oh, nope, it's arcing. It's arcing. Okay. I did not get shocked. I just want to have that for the record. Oh, okay, but it did just scare me. I saw the purple come out, and whoa, that was interesting. Ooh. Yeah. It's arcing. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, you can. It's that little purple thing right there. Now let's just up the amperage. All right. All right, so it definitely works. I'm gonna turn off the output. All right, because I just wanna make sure that I don't melt whatever. Holy, yeah. Well, I was good to stop that. So the one problem with stuff like this is that they work really well. The only problem is that if you keep them on for too long, since it usually uses a cheap heating solution, what do you call it? I don't want to touch it because I'll burn myself. Okay, so I did not burn myself, thankfully. The heat shield on these get very hot, just like most little cheap electronics. They just have a basic small heat sink on them. Usually they'll have much larger ones for power supplies, but I mean, it does work. It 100% does work. It did have those small little arcs. And yeah, as a desk toy, would it be good? Maybe. But yeah, it does work. It was worth the money. I spent, I think, $3 on this, so I guess that's really it, because I don't want to melt that. So I guess I could cool it down, and yeah, I'd be interested to see, because this is a very basic circuit. If I go and I take out the capacitor or change the MOSFET or BJT, one of the two, and see if I can actually get it to do a much larger arc. I know it's not going to be as big just because of, well, the little twindle, but honestly, I'm happy that I got it to work, and I knew I soldered it right. It wasn't like the wasn't like the audio mic. So thank you so much for watching. This was just a very quick video, and I will see you next Sunday, 8 a.m. usual time. Thank you so much for watching.